Picture, if you will, the most Scottish thing you could possibly imagine. Got it? Okay, so you're probably imagining like a haggis wearing a kilt, playing the bagpipes while riding the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah. To some people at uni in England, when I moved there, I was that haggis. Now, I'm not saying that my course mates actually thought I was a haggis, because that's ridiculous. But as soon as people heard I was Scottish, that was kind of all they focused on. It was like, oh, she's the Scottish one. And I'd get questions about bagpipes and haggis and tartan and kilts and clams and gingers and iron brew as well. Deep fried Mars bars. Yeah. And to me this was completely insane because these are kind of basic things that I thought people might know about Scotland. I don't know. I guess because half of my family is English and I visit England a lot, and now obviously I live there half the time, I kind of just know about England and I know that certain stereotypes are completely ridiculous, whereas people at uni did not seem to know that about Scotland. They seemed to kind of think we were all ginger and drank iron brew, didn't do much else. There was one stereotype that was kind of reinforced though. I would always be asked, oh, I've got this friend in Scotland, or I've got a relative, do you know them? And I'd always say, no, that's so stupid. Why would I know everyone in Scotland? It's actually a fairly big place, I swear. And then of course, the one girl on my course from Scotland has mutual friends that went to the same school as me, so that kind of came back to bite me in the arse, that I'd said that was complete crap, that everyone knew each other. Yeah. I did appreciate people asking about my culture, I guess, and about my country, which it was nice that people took an interest. But no, the questions about bagpipes got slightly wearing. It's kind of common sense. I mean, you just have to look at Scottish kind of public figures. Like, does Andy Murray play Wimbledon in a kilt? No. Do you see David Tennant everywhere he goes with a plate of haggis? No. So I started to kind of embellish my answers slightly. So, some of my personal favourites. I'd say I'm not proud of doing this, but I kind of am. I managed to convince someone that we didn't have roast dinners, like no one ate roast dinners in Scotland, because I personally don't, but I know that people do. I convinced them that instead of having Sunday roasts, everyone had haggis on a Sunday. I convinced people that instead of having little green men on the crossings, we had Loch Ness Monsters, because obviously Scotland, that's what we do, right? And my personal favourite, I convinced quite a big group of people that our national anthem was actually the Proclaimers' song 500 Miles. For some reason people believed all of that, but they didn't believe that our national animal was a unicorn. Which it is. It's so bizarre because I just know about England and Scotland and I thought other people would as well, but apparently not. It's like, I think if you ask some of the people at uni to draw a map of the UK, they'd draw England, they'd draw Wales, they'd draw Ireland, and then instead of drawing anything for Scotland, it would just be like, here be haggis. Like the Here Be Dragons thing we used to do on maps when it was like uncharted territory. There are actual differences between Scotland and England though, I'll admit that. I was a bit confused about school in England because they have a different school system entirely, and they were confused about school in Scotland, and filling out job applications was a mess for me. It would be like, oh, what GCSEs do you have? None. I didn't do GCSEs. Or A-levels. We have different exams, so I had to write in the equivalent, and I had to write, standard grade equivalent to GCSE level, and then all my grades every single time. And then there was the fact that I came to uni at 17, and in England you just can't do that, and I had to explain to everyone. I actually convinced everyone that I just skipped a year because I was really smart, which I didn't. It's just the way that the school system in Scotland goes. Also, we have different paper money, but it is still pounds sterling. Can I just reiterate that Scottish money is still money? Please accept it, so that I don't have to pay for my Happy Meal in 5p's again. Another difference is that English people do not have to do social dancing at school. For those of you who don't know what social dancing is, It is the humiliating practice of forcing Scottish children all the way throughout school to pair up and do Scottish social dancing. Which is great when you're in your mid-30s to 40s and you're drunk at a wedding, but for like that 6-year-old kid that you're forcing to do social dancing, not useful. I mean, if I started a Canadian barn dance or a heel-toe polka or, God forbid, the Gay Gordons in my SU, I would get laughed out of the country. English kids, you've not had to do that. You're lucky. Well done. And no, it's not the same as Highland dancing, as I've had to explain a few times. But I've realised that in the kind of current political climate, this video could be taken as being about Scottish independence and the referendum, and it's not. It's not. I don't want to talk about independence anymore. You know, that's one of the first questions people ask. They're like, oh, you're from Scotland, what's your view on independence? My view is I don't want to talk about it right now, thank you. So yeah, this was just intended to be a quick video talking about my experience of being Scottish in England. Alex Salmon, do not take this as anything else. Thank you.